Okay, so hi everyone. All right, in this tutorial, I'm going to be demonstrating how to fill a nail. So if you're wearing acrylics or gel extensions or an overlay or even SNS and you don't want to remove your nails, I'm going to show you how you can fill your nails. So I'm going to skip a step because I do have other tutorials on how to remove your gel polish. So this is gel polish on top. I'm going to get these ready. I'm going to soak these off, or the gel polish off, and get them ready to refill. So I'll be back. Okay, so this nail is prepped and ready to go. So what I want to do is the nail's grown down to about here, or the product. So if I show you from the side, I'm not sure how clearly you'll see it, but there's a gap in this section from here to the cuticle. So what I want to do is I want to fill that and protect my nail. Whether you've got acrylic, gel, or SNS, you can do the same thing. So the very first thing I'm going to do is cleanse the nail surface using our cleanser. It's really important that you've got a nice clean surface to work from, or work on, sorry. And get right in there around the cuticle area and the side walls to remove any dust or debris or anything that could be contaminating that nail surface. I'll just move that across. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is prep my nail with glass, which is our base and our top coat. So I'll apply a nice even, not too much, coat of glass over the entire nail. I'm just going to prep the entire nail. And cut my free edge. Okay, make sure that you don't apply too much. Keep your finger angled down so that if the gel is a bit warm or your finger's a bit warm and it's going to run, it'll run down the nail rather than into the sides and the cuticle area. And then pop it in and cure it for 45 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to apply a coat of Build It. Now this particular gel is a little bit thicker. It's great for a natural nail overlay on its own as well. It kind of works as a repair gel. It'll help strengthen and repair your natural nail. So you can actually wear this like this, cure it, and then put your gel polish straight over the top, and it will give you a little bit of extra strength. We're using it with the powder, overlay powder, if I can get it open. So I'm going to flip my hand around to do this, and I'm going to pour this over the entire nail. Now I know that we're only filling that top section, but the area near the cuticle, but I just want to put a coating over the entire nail just to reinforce the entire nail first. I'll just move that out of the way of the lamp, and thought I knocked it. Place my whole hand in and cure for 45 seconds. Okay, so this next step can be done in one of two ways. You can either use your brush and just apply a little bit of Build It gel just around that cuticle area, not into the cuticle, but the area where the growth is. Or you can do it this way if you want to have a little bit more control. So I'm just using our mat. This is our nail art mat, or what we use to put our paints on. And I've got our ember brush. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of gel. And I've got way more control doing it this way. So I'm going to just kind of apply that around that cuticle area. The area where it's grown out, where my nail had grown out, or the product. And then just keep it just in that area there. Then I'll apply the powder again. Just bring that back into the camera. And so it's only basically going to stick to wherever it's wet. tap the excess off. And then what I can do is, before I put it in to cure, I can just blend out any bump. So if there's a bump where, you know, the powder and the nail before, or the, you know, powder that you put on before, like if there's a visible bump, then just smooth it out with your brush. You will have a little bit of a bump, but that's okay. All right, and then we'll put that in and cure that. Let me just clean that and move this. For 45 seconds. Okay, so we've got our product over the entire nail, and now I want to use my glass again, and I'm going to put a coat over the entire nail, because what I want to do is actually run my file over this nail. And I'm also going to show you how you can fix any little bits if you're a bit OCD like me, and you like that perfect finish. I'm going to show you how you can fix up little bits. All right, so pop that in and cure it for 45 seconds. Okay, so the nail is now coated. It's not tacky, so it's cured. But what I want to do, and actually you can see here that I've run the product into the side, just a little bit in there. What I want to do is shape it. Now we do have these files coming as well. They're a little bit thinner, so it's a lot easier to get into the sides of your nails. So I use this as my little side file. And it means that I can sort of come right in and tidy up anything that may have overflowed into the sides of my skin or my sidewalls, and do the same on the other side. Okay, so that'll just give it a nice straight finish. Then I can switch to this file, and what I want to do is I want to file over the nail surface so that I've got a nice smooth, I'll show you on that one, even nail. I want my nail not to be bumpy and I want a nice even application. So keeping the file flat, and I'm using the soft side, and I'm going to bring it up the side of my nail, and I'm keeping it flat. So keep it flat on the nail surface. I'm going to bring that over the top. So I'm kind of just working on one side. I want to get in around my cuticle. And again, I'm still keeping my file flat. And then just down the other side, and I can bring it up so that it meets into, or it meets at, the center of my nail. So if you've got any bumpy bits, if you keep your file flat on a nail, it'll show up with like a shine. So you'll see a shine where obviously there's different levels on the nail. So where the file's reaching, it's going to create like a rough, dusty finish on the nail, and then the bits that the file isn't reaching is going to be shiny. So I've pretty much filed that. I'm going to check it from the side, and I can see that there's still a little bit of a bump there and a little bit here. So I can take that down a little bit more. You don't need to file a lot. It's just a matter of smoothing it out. With the overlay powders, you will get a fairly, if you apply it, you know, if you apply it well, you'll get a fairly even finish. So it's just a matter of getting your top coat on, or your build it on nice and smooth. If you need to get in around your cuticles a little bit more and you're finding it hard getting in with this file, you can go in with your little thinner file, and that will just get you in that little bit closer. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the dust, and we're going to have a look at how this nail looks. All right, so that's looking pretty good. You can see that I've filed off a little bit here. And there's probably a little bit of a shadow here. So because I'm leaving my nails as they are, I'm not putting other than a top coat over the top of them. I want to make sure that this application's really nice. So, as I said, if you're a little bit OCD like me, we can fix that really easily. So all you need is your ember brush. Grab a little bit more. Build it. And I'm just going to apply it in the areas that I need it. So I think it needs a little bit more there. And just a smidgen down that side. Grab my powder. Sprinkle it on. Tap the excess off. And then we can pop that in and... Oh, well, actually, no, before I do that, sorry. I'm just going to smooth out where I've added the extra powder in just with my ember brush. Just so that you don't have like a bumpy bit. Just sort of tap it and smooth it out a little. And then you can put it in and cure that for 45 seconds. Okay, so I'm now up to the final bit. I've already put a top coat over the top, so I just skipped a step so that I could move through this tutorial a little bit quicker. So I've used glass and I top coated it, and then I went over the top and I gave it a buff. Okay, so now I've got a beautiful smooth nail that's fully coated everywhere. So before I apply the final coat of glass, I'm going to just cleanse that nail surface again. Get any dust or oils or anything off the surface of the nail. And then put my final coat of glass over the top. A bit too much there. So I'll take that up as close to the cuticle as possible without running it in to the cuticle. Cap my free edge. And done. I will now cure that for 45 seconds. Okay, and finished. So now I'm just going to apply some cuticle oil. My hands are super dry from washing them so regularly and using hand sanitizer. So they're loving this extra bit of moisture. Done. Okay, there you go. That's how you refill or maintain the nails that you already have.